In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, the truthful, and the most just. May Allah's salam alaikum. We thank Allah for allowing us to meet with you once again for congregational prayer service. We also want to remind you of the importance of the keeping up of prayer. As the messenger said once, he said, some of us never pray, and then in our most troublesome time where we need to pray, we don't know hardly how to pray. You know, you never called on Allah because you didn't believe in Allah. Then when you get in trouble, then you make your prayer real sincere then. It's like certain people, you never hear from them till something wrong. Then it's keep ringing off the hook. And all you have to do is study whether or not you've been keeping your duty. And I'll tell you why your life ain't peaceful. So we are getting to the point where we can't hardly stand up and talk to people because we're angry with people. So the messenger saw all these things. And what I want to let you know that we are not without feelings for you. But when you turn down our invitation to our offer of salvation to you, It's nothing we can do for you. You know, whatever I do for you, I do it because I wanted to. Not so much just because of what you deserve or whatever. I do it because I want to. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. I'm going to let you hear it.
It is time for us here today. Praise be to Allah. What was this ideal for coming to us, spiritually, to bring us out of darkness into his marvelous spiritual life? What do he want with the people who, like the prodigal son said he was, had not served God, but served the enemies? What do he want with us? He don't want us as we are. The Holy One says he will cause us to go into a new glory.
You notice, I'm the only one that get up in front of you and tell you and make demands to you if you want to be with me, you got to change. And I keep on getting on you about niggardly behavior. You think that I'm joking? He told you I don't want you if you don't want to change. I don't want you like you are. I want you for what I know you have the potential to be. All these other people want you like you are because they ain't thinking about doing nothing for you. They ain't got no plan for you to pick your pocket and send you on about your business. Until the next time they're ready to pick your pocket, they get up and entertain you some more and then send you on about your business.
Make us new again. This is the realize of the mark of our enemies. That's a good God, isn't it? He hates the enemy so much so that he removes the scar or the covering of the enemy from us and put us into a new glory.
Everything he said, you see going on and you don't recognize what you're looking at. I told you that all writing is and education is marks on paper. Do you not see that I'm changing the way that you look at everything? At least for those of you who paying me attention. Some of you, you can't wait to get back out there, like them who was with the messenger, pretending that they started off okay with him. But in their heart, they had, when a person leave or they had left a long time ago. That's not something that just happened on no spur of the moment. As the messenger says, some of them started off with him fine. and then they turn hypocrite. Why turn hypocrite? Because they started disbelieving, and instead of leaving, they kept on hanging around pretending. Do you understand? I done seen all this before. You understand something. When you done seen something before, you think you can't recognize it when you see it again? I warned you not to be hanging out in the world and hanging out with disbelievers and people that's not uh, a believer in what you believe in, and you somehow you think that's your friend. When the last time you seen me hanging out with a crowd of people who do not believe in Islam? Or walking up and down the street with people who don't believe in Allah and what Allah is about? I speak to people and I leave them alone. I don't try to force them into my way. And I'm not going to stand around letting them invite me to the fire. You know how people say, well, I get lonely. I ain't never lonely. Allah is closer to every believer than their life's vein. If the only thing I can find to hang out with is disbelievers, then I ain't never that lonely. No, because me and them, we don't live in the same world. Same way you ain't interested in what I'm inviting you to, which is the garden, the Word of God. I'm not interested in the fire that you're trying to invite me to. The fire of wickedness. Why do we call wickedness to fire? Because everybody who practices wickedness, they wind up the practicing of it does you like fire does paper or wood or anything that it catch hold to. It begins to destroy you. You know. Well, you think the wages of sin being death? What you think that means? My followers experience health issues, yes, but that comes from stuff that happened before they was following me. When the last time you seen any of my children and your children that's been following me? When the last time you had to really take them to the doctor for some serious illness? Even in a world that's constantly poisoning us. I know white people poisoning us. But Allah have power to deny the effect of it, to block what they do when we don't have no other choice but to, you got to eat something. You got to drink. He even said if whoever is compelled to eat swine, he forgives. He'll cause them worms to die. Rather than have you starve to death. So, he's a mighty good God.
No more shall you go along with the scars of the enemy on you. Put you into a new birth and make you look like him. As the epistle of Paul said, we don't know what we will be like, but we will be like him. What does he want to come to us for? To take us and give to us that our nature belongs to us. We are brought from our home.
Why do we say, give to us that which by nature belong to us? Because the earth is being made new for the new man that it have helped produce. And the new mind is what the new man is. The new man is the new mind. And from both natural and spiritual. And so everybody got to be natural and spiritual. And that's what the earth is being cleansed of, everyone who is not both. That's why you were told to let this mind be in you. You must put on the new mind. And so lots of things going on. Even the people who came in cursing and going on, you know, we offered them a chance. He said this.
Rather than worshiping the enemy. Now the enemy has made us like himself.
What I've been telling you. How you think you went through the school of this world of white people who is the ruler, but somehow you came out other than white? That's why you have to force yourself to sit and follow me. That's why you don't really look forward to coming out here to these meetings with me, most of you. And if you say that's not true, I'll tell you how I know it. That's just you. That's you here because you're forcing yourself. That's what everybody got to do. You got to force yourself to do this. You know, and it's hard. The book says, if the righteous scarcely shall be saved. The messenger said it like this: the best Muslims will make it out by the skin of their teeth. That's life. That is you didn't. You hear a lot of people talking about they didn't ask to be born. You fought to be born. And you will fight to be saved. And everything around you is there to prevent your salvation. You know? And if you ever sit down, you can forget it. Ain't no coming back. I remember when I was in the church, I didn't ever understand that. They say on the road to salvation, you got to keep moving. Can't sit down. You know, it's funny how you remember things from a child. And I said, boy, that's going to be hard. Well, it's just like salmon. They have to swim up waterfalls. in order to be worthy to reproduce a generation of strength. And they got to look out for things that's waiting to gobble them up. Fire is said to do what? Consume. You notice that's what this world does. It consumes people. They get so engrossed in it that they forget the remembrance of Allah. It tends to make you forget about righteousness. And they say things like, well, if I go to hell, I'm going to have lots of company. No, you're not. If you ask a person that's dying or in a wreck, don't make no difference how many people passing you by. You're all by yourself. What's happening to you is happening to you. And it don't make no difference how many other people, just like this earthquake that just hit Mexico. You think it make any difference to them people who trapped there? How many other people trapped with them? They still feel all by themselves. You're going to get enough of trying to, as your devils, that's your devils talking to you, making evil fair seeming to you. Well, I'm with Allah if ain't nobody but me and him. And that's the way I'm thinking. And I'm grateful that he gave me the truth, even though even me, I fall short. I know that. But it ain't because I'm in love with evil. It's because I'm kind of weak too. I have a little strength, though. He told me I have some strength. And because I had a little strength, he said he would keep me in the day of temptation, which shall come upon all them that dwell on the earth. You know what a wonderful thing it is when Allah tells you that he will keep you? So he has kept me. And that's why he say, behold my servant whom what? Whom I have kept up. Yeah, that's right. So I think about things that happened to me, and then I think about what he said. I mean, he's still teaching me even after he ain't here. That's why he said this teaching will rise a powerful son of truth.
Both spiritual and physical. So that God will not want us, but he do. It is written that he would seek, find us and bring us back to our native people and country. But since the enemy has spoiled us so much so, what do he want with such spoiled people that will run from him, that will hate him, curse him out to his face?
Do you not see that happening? And still you don't believe. Poor, poor, pitiful people.
Maybe not coming in clear.
I said, and still you don't believe, even though you see it. He told you about it before I showed up to do it. You ain't never heard nobody stand up with the word of God on no church or nowhere, and people come in there cussing them out. Cuss me out to my face. But since they told me that that's what I could expect, that's why I don't, you have to really go some for me to cash you in the hell, because I was told to expect that. They hated me without a cause. When I asked them, point out what evil I did to you, they did nothing to them, but offered them the truth, which would save their lives. And as long as they was with me, I forbid them to do things that they would have been doing if they wasn't with me. Then after a while, they want to pretend to be with me and then slip around doing them things and get mad at me because I'm in the way. I'm not in your way. All you got to do is leave and go and do what you want to do. But that's what a hypocrite is. You can't walk with your hand in God's hand and the devil's hand too. Being a Muslim is not something you do part time. Being a Muslim is a 24/7 occupation. We are occupied doing what Allah pleases 24 hours a day, 7 days every week. Some of you think I don't know your parents? They telling you and right, they keeping you in the meetings. Ain't nobody gonna hold them responsible for what you grow up and decide you want to go and do contrary to what I've taught you. I told you I'm holding you responsible. You ain't never heard me stand up here using the language of these people uh, to express myself to you, publicly or privately. If I speak a word about you, I don't roll like that. I'm talking to them who think that don't nobody know. It's just like their little terms of you dissing me and all that kind of stuff. But I don't use that kind of language. That's not the way I express myself. I talk to people in a language that I know they will understand. And I don't want them to think that I'm out of touch with their reality. I mean, what you sound like talking about you a Muslim using terms like what the freak and all that old stuff. You ain't no Muslim. You're a hypocrite. Instead of you inviting people to righteousness, you accepting their invitation to wickedness. It's your nasty self. You can't clean a pig up. What? You think it's the joke? Cast not your pearls before what? You can't clean up a swine. These people mad at me because I tell them we need to clean up our community. just nasty and don't want nothing better. Try to give them something better, they cuss you out.
Later, like himself, he hates the enemy so much so that he removes the scar or the coloring of the enemy from us.
You can't remove the thinking of white people if you don't have your own school. You're not finna close our school down. You're gonna close yourself down. You ain't gonna closing down nothing I'm putting up. I know what I'm gonna do next with our school. I told all of you. I'm not angry with you if you decide you don't want to teach. That's fine. There's plenty of other things you can do. I only want those teaching who want to teach. I'm not falling out with nobody. A nation needs every skill imaginable. Be glad that you have people that want to do something that you don't too much want to do. Ain't it nice to have somebody that's willing to do something that you don't not particular about doing? No. But if I call on you to do something, simply because I know you can, even though you may not want to, I don't expect you to say no. I expect you to use whatever skills you have to put them at my disposal, at your service. That's what you say around that rock when you go over there kissing on it. We are putting a link to our GoFundMe account for those who are in other countries and outside. I'm not expecting all of y'all who already know how you donate to what I'm doing to be changing up on that. You ain't got to go to no GoFundMe. You just keep doing what you've been doing. I put that up there so that people can't claim they didn't know how they could have helped me. Well, I'm gonna take all the lies away. You knew exactly how you could have helped me. And you refused. So there's a link on our site now that you can go there and it'll have GoFundMe. You can click on it or download it. I don't know how he got it set up, but I know I told him to set it up. You can go there and it'll take you directly to where you can help me to help my people that have been 400 years of lived under 400 years of terror and have been completely made insane by these low-down white people. Now, all you white Muslims in America, You get on that GoFundMe account and put something in there to help me to help my people. Seed money for me to be able to do that is approximately $500 million. Because your people don't give us no equipment. If they just you ain't got to put no money in there. If you give me a credit with your companies and whatnot to go and get heavy equipment or whatever I need, keep your money. Because all I'm gonna do is give it back to you anyway. So I don't want the money. I want what it can buy. You don't want to like sit around looking at money. That's what fools want money for, so they can look at it. Wise men want it so that they can get what it can buy, that they need to accomplish something. And with me, that's not just talk. Any of you all that's done brought me some money, I hardly even look at it. You just hear me throw it in an envelope. I ain't thinking about it. I'll count it later. Your money don't excite me. I get excited when somebody come to me that have skills that I can use. That excites me. Because you can't build no nation without people who know how to do something. If we got a bakery and couldn't even find a baker, had bakers come here, wouldn't join. Oh, nigga. I'm not talking about no hole in the wall. We put up a fine facility. Not only would it not help, wouldn't even give us no recipes. Told you if you would give me tithes and offering, I'd pour you out a blessing that you don't even have room to receive it. What you think that means? Give you a bakery and you can't even got no baker. Give you a dealership, that a repair facility that you ain't got but one technician. And you know why the others don't want to join with us? Because they're more interested in money than they're interested in freedom. These people don't want no freedom. They want what white people got. They want to be with white people and be wicked. I know what you want. And so you ain't got to worry about me. I don't want you. He told you I don't want you if you don't want to change. So what you mad about? I leave you alone when you tell me you don't want to follow me. I don't come knocking on your door with no pamphlet in my hand trying to talk to you about no religion when you don't want to hear it. The only time I talk about religion is in my classes here. And when somebody want to come talk to me while I'm working, I will stop and entertain them a minute, tell them a little bit about what we're doing, and invite them to come to class. So you ain't gonna sit up and say, I'm breaking your peace. Because I don't go nowhere but here and to work. When the last time you saw me hanging out around town somewhere, just hanging out? My whole world is the new nation of Islam. Period. So I know that I talk so loud sometimes. I may have forgot to take the little button or whatnot. I know it got a little louder now, but you could still hear me. I got a loud voice. A lot of people, they say, well, why he screaming at people? You ain't heard me scream at you yet. Don't you know if I was screaming and stressing my voice, I'd get up here hoarse sometime? When the last time you heard me hoarse? When is the first time you heard me hoarse? This is my voice. The Lord shall descend with a what? Yeah, it sounds like a shout to you. When you hear thunder, that's normal for the earth. It's just loud to you. Well, just listen.
And put us into a new glory. No more shall you go along with the scars of the enemy on you. Put you into a new birth and make you look like him. As the epistle of Paul said, we don't know what we will be like, but we will be like him. What does he want to come to us for? To take us and give to us that by nature belongs to us.
Well, the new heaven and the new earth will be rightfully yours when you got the new mind. Because that's by the nature of the knowledge that you have in you, that's what the new earth is being made for. For the new people. Behold, I make all things new. You know, you got the old world fighting, trying to keep from going out. You can't stop from going out. Your mind is through. I'm proving that. I stand up and talk to you for 5 minutes or 5 hours. You ain't got no argument you can produce against nothing I say, which show you your mind is weak when it comes to confronting me. You don't have no strength in your mind to resist me. No. All you can do is cuss me out. See, you can't even pretend to believe in righteousness when you in my face. Your devils, they go crazy. So even when it's just like, let me show you. I say you can't pretend. I be so well, hypocrites. No, remember, it is written that they seek to deceive Allah and those who believe in them. You can't deceive Allah and His prophets. They don't. Didn't you hear the messenger? Now he said this back in '72, and you doing what he said today. Say, what do he want with the people that will cuss him out to his face? And you see it. You've heard people come in here cussing at me. And I had to tell them, you can't talk like that in here. You come back and talk like you got some sense. Still was willing to talk to them. But after making sure that you understood that that's not acceptable, that's what I told you. I'm not going to keep accepting that. You know, when people first come, it's like when you come to the doctor, you come as you are. If he discovered that you got TB or something, he tell you, look, you wear a mask and, you can't be going around, coughing on people and whatnot with that and kind of thing. He see you doing it again, he have a whole different attitude towards you. Because he know that he told you how to conduct yourself.
Was right from our home, fighting and worshiping the enemy. Now the enemy has made us
Following and worshiping an enemy. Everything that the enemy say, we parakeet. Every word that come out of our mouth is his. Following and worshiping an enemy. The devil is the enemy to man. You know, he called God my Lord. You notice, I told him I'm his Lord. Well, you don't heard him come in here and tell me I'm not. He can't get away with what you get away with. He been catching it all the time and he ain't told you.
like himself, both spiritual and physical, so that God will not want us, but He do. It is written that He would seek, find us, and bring us back to our native people and country. But since the enemy has spoiled us so much so, what do he want with such all people that will run from him, that will hate him, curse him out to his face, and keep the enemy in his glory, worshiping him as his best friend, or he is wasted in murder.
won't let me show them how to get out from under the devil. They'd rather go out there putting on a march and a demonstration to the devil, begging him to treat them right. Go online and look at what I'm doing and ignore it. They don't want to help do this. If the white man's smart, some of them got smart. They beating your rump, kicking you and beating you, and as good as saying, you better get your behind on over there with the Son of Man. Get away from me, nigga. That's what he's telling you. We don't kill none but black people. What is he telling you? You don't want to be killed, you better get away from me, nigga. And what you say? No, boss, I want to stay with you. And you run over there to his brother and tell him, make him stop beating on me. And his brother just look at you and shake his head. You poor, pitiful thing, you. Here your Lord is here to give you what I refuse to give you. And you still over here up in my face while the man telling you he's your Lord and mine. You didn't hear me say he ain't no Lord. But here you getting up, rushing in where all angels, the angel of the bottomless pit and the angels of heaven, they refuse to go. They got sense enough not to go, call themselves arguing with the Son of Man. But here you come. I'm talking about you prove you the Son of Man. I ain't gonna prove nothing to you, Negro. I'm proving it in my actions and deeds. But here somebody ain't doing nothing, want to come up here and demand something from me. You ain't got no test to give me. You were warned not to try to test me. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Anything that tempts you, tests you. So, if, that's the one thing I'll give to the Caucasian. He said this, a hint to the wise is what? You learned that from him. Well, his silence when I'm on the air teaching is a hint to you of what you better do. It's not that, if you go online, go on our site, you'll see where many white people have had back and forths with me. But one while there was one after another. Why he don't do it now? If you went and checked out the conversations I had with him and wasn't such a devil, you would know he didn't win no argument he ever had with me. Go and get one that did win an argument with me, a Negro or a white man. And certainly if they did it once, they sure don't fear to come do it again, do they? Especially since I got a bigger audience now. But your problem is you are like these rednecks. I don't care how the you remember with President Obama. Don't care what he did of good, they always ignored it and tried to make it look like it wasn't nothing. Isn't that right? Even the jobs. You remember when they was talking about jobs, jobs, jobs. That's the problem. And then when the job situation got better, they said that they was forging it. That wasn't really the true report. They never said that about a president before. When the employment stats came out, they always accepted them as factual. And then all of a sudden, when the black man get in there and employment rates start going down to 4.5% unemployed and that kind of thing, they didn't like that. So they said, well, that's a lie. That ain't the truth. Then they get a man who can't tell the difference in the front end of a car and the back end of one, and they don't find no fault in him. He run around here nicknaming the heads of other people's government like some grade school idiot. Flirting with the idea of nuclear war. Yeah, nobody in their right mind even would entertain that thought. Make you think that them writers of that for the Temptations, that song "Power." He said they hands nuclear war all men fear. He said, how did it go? Their hands sweat, their fingers itch. I'm the only one you can trust with the switch, so give it to me. Huh? I mean, these people, you put these people in power now, they losing their minds. I mean, I remember when that man was running for president, and he said, "Well, if we got them, why not use them if we got them?" I mean, he's just that silly. That's how you know that they done took over the America's uh, political arena with technology. Them them voting machines didn't function like they were supposed to. They functioned like they was programmed to. So ain't no way that man got elected by the people. I'm telling you again, the voting machine, you ain't got to get rid of it because that would create too much commotion. But what you can do is make it print out your ballot and then go and cast your paper ballot. after you done looked it over and know that what's on it is what you put there. Do you understand? And if you don't do that, letting it show you on the paper, you know how it go, how on the screen it show you that this is what you put in, and that's supposed to satisfy you. No, that don't satisfy you. What satisfies you is when you get a printout and then you go cast your printout in the ballot box. To hell with that machine. Now I'm telling white people how to keep their crooks in check. You see, you always have to remember they told you they playing chess while you was playing checkers. Remember they said that? Well, they said Obama, but how did Obama get in office? The majority of the people in the country elected him. They put him in office. So when they said we are playing chess while Obama, it means while Obama and those who put him in office are playing checkers. You see, that's what you think it is. You know, I went to the ballot box. You put you check the one that you want, and then at the end of it, you go back and it shows you on the screen. You checks what you checked, right? Checkers. But that's not something that couldn't have been programmed into that thing. What you needed was a printout that would let you cast your vote as that printout. See, and that's just a simple thing to do. Just put a printout there, and it don't take nothing to turn that machine into a printout to make it, or have a printout over there next to it. Printers don't cost all or nothing, do they? Then just have a printer associated with the ballot box and let the printer print out the results on a card or whatnot, however you want to do it, and then that is how you cast your vote. The machine keeps you from needing a pencil. That way, you remember when they said they couldn't make out whether it was put in there or not? Well, that machine can put a stop to that, can't make it out. Isn't that right? So it's a way to stop crooks. You see, they gave you a way when they put that electronic voting thing there, but you used it the wrong way. They gave it to you and told you how to use it. You should have accepted it and then told them how you was going to use it. And we're going to use this instead of a pencil to mark in. We will let this thing print out our ballots, and then we will cast our ballot. And if you got any objections to that, you know they're up to something. Is that right? What difference do it make if you print it out or you let it happen electronically? What is the difference? You want transparency, right? So nobody can claim fraud, right? Well, what better way to have it than to have a printout so everybody gets to look at you got to stand there and look at the screen. Then it's not going to take no more time. You just let it print it out. You look at it. If it's what you wanted, even if you have to put envelopes there to fold it up and put in, and just put it in there, put it in the envelope, and stick it in the box, and let them go count the ballots like they used to. Is that right? All right. So now, but the people, the messenger, he saw all of this stuff, and he also knew that I would offer salvation to everybody. That's why he said in 74, he said, if God wants to continue to let them live on the earth, he said, that's them and God. You just get that part that he give you and don't worry over his. Do you understand?
people. What will you do for us? I will give you money, good home, and I'll make friends for you in all walk of life.
How you give them money? Give them businesses. And find out what they know how to do, and then put them in a position to go do that and make some money. You can't do nothing for lazy people. The messenger said God had promised us a heaven, but not a heaven wherein we don't have to work. I'm here to guide you into being an industrious, independent people. That's why I encourage you, men and women, get business minded. Ain't my fault if you don't want to do for yourself. If you want to do for yourself, then I'm here to help you do for yourself. But if you still want to be a slave, I'm not here to help you be a slave. You was that before I got here. White people already been pooling their money and doing for themselves. What you think taxes is? It's white people pooling their money. Ain't my fault because they let somebody like the people that Grover Norquist represent, let them come in there and talk them into being niggardly. Well, that's the worm turning. That's as thou hast done, now it's being done unto you. So, that's just how it is. Your world is crashing. Your world is, I use the term crashing because you got so many viruses, devils in you. It's like a computer that's done picked up so many viruses that it can't function no more. Every virus you picked up stays in your computer. Once you turn it off and restart it, it's a program that you done let upload itself to your computer. And every time you turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to unconstitutional acts, when you turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to unjust actions, then you are uploading a virus into your civilization. How many viruses do you think you can upload before it crashes? It's the very nature of the black man to talk to you in a professorial way. You know why? Because the black man is the father of all human beings. We don't speak like you because you learn to speak in an authoritative tone when you really don't know what you're talking about. Let me show you a good example. You remember when he was telling everybody that the earth travels in an elliptical orbit around the sun? And the closeness of its orbit is what makes the summer, and the farthest from its orbit, it makes the winter. So it's elliptical. Now, he spoke that as if he knew exactly what he was talking about, didn't he? Now, he tells you that the earth travels in almost a perfect circle around the sun, and its tilt on its axis is what is causing its changes of season. Because the way it's tilted, when it's leaning in toward the sun, it's hotter. And when it gets to a point where that same tilt now is tilting away, it is winter. Now, you see, he always saying things that he don't have any basis for saying until he learned about the basis of it later, maybe. But he don't come back and say, well, we made a mistake when we said this. He just changed what he said and hope you don't forget what he said. Because he's a liar. The man just found out that the sun don't circle the earth. And he used to teach that. But you see, Allah gave him a peek into the heavens. We opened up the windows and gave him a bunch of talents to let him peek into the wisdom of the black man. You see, just like when he got found the Rosetta Stone, as he calls it, and was able to interpret hieroglyphics, then he started flying. He started doing some of everything. He's a thief. The devil came for to your enemy or your adversary. The devil came for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Huh? Yeah. So, he can't say nothing. I wish I could get him on the phone and he'd come in here and call himself going to have a debate with me. But he a long way from being stupid. No, he ain't stupid. He remained silent and let the ones he taught be stupid. Just like them, I'll show you an example. Farrakhan don't come in here call himself arguing with me about what I say about him. He can't claim, well, I taught that brother. I ain't gonna waste no time trying to argue with him. So I taught him. Huh? He ain't taught me nothing. Even the prophets can't claim they taught me. They weren't told to come here and teach the Son of Man. They were told to bear witness to the Son of Man. Do that sound like they my teachers? Well, I give them credit for bringing the portions of my word to me, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Allah told him, if don't one of them follow you, Elijah, you come and bring me the keys.
This service is provided in high definition. Access code accepted. There are 20 participants in the conference.
Y'all hold on.
Access code accepted. There are 22 participants in the conference.
Hold on.
This service is provided by Access code accepted. You are the only participant in this conference. All callers are muted. All callers are unmuted. All callers are muted and they can unmute themselves.
Well, the devil, he play with the phone again. He can't. That's all he can do. He can't stop nothing, I'm saying. All he can try to do is disrupt it. But everything he do now that annoys me, he gonna be punished for it, including what he just did. You see. So don't worry. Everybody that displeased me today, they're gonna be punished. Because I notice you all who are around me, you know that I'm hardly ever up in your face trying to get you to do anything. But when the last time I really asked you to do anything? You told me what you could do, and I told you go do it. I ain't micromanaging nobody around here. So I'm not hard to get along with because most of the time ain't nobody around me but me. So you know you I don't know how you gonna claim I get on your nerves. When you hint to me, you don't want to be bothered with me. You won't hear from me. I'll leave you alone. No, I don't need to be up in nobody's face. Don't want to be bothered with me. You know, because I know the people in this world. When you show love to the average person in this world, they think you a fool. How can someone who don't have no love in them, appreciate love in somebody else? The messenger said this about us. He said we must create love in our hearts for one another. That takes effort. And you know, most of us just ain't willing to put no effort into that. And that's why we don't love nobody. We just like the devil. You get a lot of love talk. That's all you get from these people in this world. They don't care nothing about you. They stand up and tell you. You see entertainers all the time. I love you, and when they get off that stage, you try to get his phone number or get a number where you can call them. Or they see you in need, and they got all this money, got all this means. They don't share none of it with you. Everything I have, I share it. It's because I mean it when I say I love my people. If you get with me, you got to share what you have. That's what people get mad at me. You know, I know I don't fit into your world. And if you don't change, you can't fit into mine. Of course, mine is coming in. The world you done got used to being part of, it's on its way out. You see? It's just like when people, I tell you what happens when you notice you can go on TV now and and certain channels, and you can get Bonanza, you can get Gunsmoke, you can get all of them. You can get old Star Trek movies and all that, right? But they ain't getting no new ones. You know why? Because the show was canceled. You know why you done went back to reruns now with uh, uh, bigotry? Uh, they got a bigot in the White House now. That the police force is full of bigots and racists, and Congress is full of racists and bigots, and because your world been canceled. That's why you can't do nothing but go back to the wickedness, that deadly wound that racism. Everybody thought it had been killed, but the deadly wound been healed, and racism alive and well, right? And everybody looking at the beast, wondering. And there's no, you ain't got to wonder. Now you starting to see that history is showing you. Those who didn't learn the lesson from history are doomed to what? Repeat it. You say, notice they say doomed to repeat it. And Allah pronounces what? A doom. And when you see all of these racists and man in a policeman uniform saying we don't kill nothing but black people. Huh? Well, what is that telling you? Now you are seeing why hurricanes and tornadoes and all of these calamities is licking the shores of this nation. Because you are wicked. And you claim that if you had been in the days of your fathers, you wouldn't have did that. But you showing now that you are the children of your fathers. For you are just as murderous and just as hateful and just as wicked as they were. And just as cowardly. Why? See, I ain't like you. I'm not bigot. If you want to come in here and say something to me, I'll let you come on in there. Come on in there and say what you think you need to say. Oh, that's right. You can't talk directly to a man. You have to be on both sides. You have to speak for him and you have to speak for yourself. And then pretend that it's him talking. That's the way they've been doing. They'll go get some Negro that's scared of them, and they'll trot him out there and question him and put him on the spot and call him a racist and call him, well, you racist. If this was white people saying what you're saying, you would be mad. Is that what they're saying? Well, then come on in here and tell me that. Then stay on the phone and keep a civil tongue in your nasty mouth. So I'm giving all of you a chance to help me help my people. So GoFundMe is on there. It's up there. I want to thank them people who set that up. GoFundMe. That's a good idea. And I'm warning you, my people, don't you go on there and show yourself doing what I'm doing. That comes with the sentence of hell. And I'm saying amen and amen to that right now before you get up there and try to set up something to rob people and try to figure out some way to get something for nothing. Every idea we have, you steal it and go to making it look like it's a game. Well, I'm warning you. You stay out of my tracks. Yeah. Um, and I'm thanking in advance those who have compassion on us and help me to help my people. Now, did anybody have a question they want to ask me before I let us stand and have prayer? Then let's stand and have prayer. Hot and hot. Original salute. Ready front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped beside thee. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due and be to thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, please continue to guide us and keep us on the right path and way. The path and way of thee and those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors. Not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those who go astray or who are led astray even after they have heard and been given the true understanding of thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I have again turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to thee who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Truly my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou in this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continuous protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee. And guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee. And turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And O Allah, please keep us in our right minds at all times, and let us not be or turn hypocrites or cowards, and remove from us the evil state of mind and thoughts of devils, and place within us the righteous state of mind and thoughts that are in accord with thy uprightness and righteousness. And, O Allah, please save us from the hell that thou hast promised the devils and their followers, and grant that we not only see the hereafter, but abide therein with thee. Ameen. Attention. Hut. Original salute. Ready front. You may be seated. Okay. So I want to say that you should remember, keep up prayer. And let's show the world what righteousness looks like. Righteousness is not righteousness. That means righteousness that is of your own personal understanding. Righteousness is what the scriptures are instructions for. I am the instructor that Allah raised and has now sent to you to give you the understanding of those instructions. So now the door of salvation is open. And I say to every one of you that are hungry and thirsty for the true understanding of the Word of God, if you really have that desire in you, as you come into these classes, not only are all of your other sins that you did forgiven, but it don't make no difference what your skin color is or nothing. For every human being on this planet belongs to the human family, belongs to God. The head of every man is Christ. And the Christ is the anointed ones of God, the prophets, the messengers. And they were raised among every nation. And the head of Christ is God. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. And you haven't seen one person from one ethnic, what you call ethnic group, come in here and accuse me of racism. I don't believe in racism. I believe in righteousness. I believe in justice. I believe in equality. The sun shines equally on all human beings and on all parts of the earth. Its light is there for anyone that wants to come out in it. The light that I have is here. The light of understanding that I'm sharing. Everyone is welcome to it. So may Allah bless us, keep us safe, and in our right minds. Those of us who worship him, who respect his word, who fears his threats. May Allah's Salam Alaikum.